Hi guys, I'm Basilia and welcome to my channel where I share content about working online, relocating, and just digital nomad lifestyle in general. So in this video guys, I will be sharing with you the 5 relocation do's and don'ts guys. I'm so excited to share this because I know a lot of you send me questions about relocating, and there are lots of things that people do wrong and there are lots of things that people need to do right. So this is why I'm making this video, and make sure you watch this video until the end guys, because at the end of this video I will be sharing with you the hottest relocation tip to ensure that you relocate successfully. So guys, let's dive right in. So the 5 do's and don'ts of relocating. The first do is do research guys. I preach this every day. This is the most important thing that you need to do when you want to relocate. Relocating is not a simple endeavor. You don't just pack your bags and move to another country. Relocating means you're leaving the place you know and you're going to an entirely different place that you don't understand their culture, you probably don't understand their language, you probably don't know what it means to even become a resident of that place. So the number one most important thing to do is do research. Make your research. It's super important. Use Google for what it's for. This is super important because I get tons of messages from people telling me they want to relocate, and then I ask them questions about the place they want to go. Many of them don't even know where it is on the map, population of the place. They don't know what it means for them to get residency there. They just know they want to go there and that's all they know. So guys, the first do, make your in-depth research. This will help you to be able to understand where you're going, understand what you need to get there, and will help you understand what you're getting yourself into. So guys, the second do for relocating is do analyze your situation guys. Many people fail to do this. Okay, yes, I get it that you want to relocate, you want a better life for yourself, you want a better life for your family, but you have to analyze your situation and see if that's even possible. This is why I made a previous video talking about the 5 questions to ask yourself to assess your ability to relocate. You can watch the video with the description tag up there. Yeah, it's super important to analyze your situation and see if you can relocate or not. So ask yourself, do I have the money? Do I have the capacity? Do I have dependents? Is it possible for me? Do I have a job offer abroad? You know, all these, asking yourself these questions and analyzing your situation would allow you to assess your ability to relocate. If you see that you can relocate, amazing. You just continue your research, choose the right country, and you start the process. But if you analyze your situation and you see that you can't relocate, then yeah, you take the next steps, which is probably optimizing your life where you are instead of being in denial about relocating when you cannot. So this is why it's super important guys to analyze your situation, see if you can relocate or not. This will help you manage your expectations and not be in denial, and this will help you take the next steps forward towards either relocating or doing something else. So the third do of relocating is do weigh your options and choose what's best for you. This is kind of similar to the point that I just made, but this is sort of different because when you're relocating, it's not advisable to just have one option. You know, some people just say, I want to relocate to Canada and that's it, you know. But then there might be limitations, so I usually advise people to have at least 3 options so that you have something to compare it with. No country is perfect and no country will offer you everything that you want. So it's best to have 3 options. Let's say you have Canada, you have the US, and you have maybe Australia, right? And then you make your in-depth research to see, okay, which of these countries is best for me? Like, what is more important to me of all these countries? You know, then you do the process of elimination. For example, it's not true, but I'm just saying, for example, let's say in Australia there is no social security, or there's no free medical health care, right? Just an example. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just saying, like, maybe you realize that in Australia there's no free health care, and maybe health care is super important for you, and maybe in Canada there's free health care, so that becomes 1 point for Canada and 0 points for Australia. You know, you compare and contrast and you choose the country that's best for you based on your priorities. You know, if security is more important to you, if free medical health care is important to you, if access to jobs and, you know, type of environment is important to you and all of that, you know, those are your pointers and you use that to pick the country that's right for you. So choose the best option that's right for you based on the process of elimination and having options that you can choose from. So the fourth do of relocating is do ensure that you have the money to relocate. I know this sounds obvious as hell, but trust me, a lot of people are in denial about this, you know. Do ensure that you have the money. Relocating is expensive, okay? Just to give you a rough breakdown, you need to pay for visa application fees. You have to pay for flights. You have to be able to show proof of funds that you can sustain yourself abroad for a certain amount of time until you settle in, you know. You have to probably pay to get your documents from your school, travel, to apply for your visa. All these things add up and it costs money. You cannot have like $1,000 in your account and assume that you're gonna now relocate to the US. It's not possible because that sum doesn't even cover your flights at all, let alone your visa application fees, settling your affairs in your country. It's a lot. So guys, relocating is not cheap. Yes, there's cheaper countries that you can relocate to, but relocating is not cheap and it requires money, and it requires you to be able to access and see which country is best for you based on how much money you have. If you don't have any money, you cannot relocate, I'm sorry, and you have to figure out other ways. So guys, it is important to analyze your situation and see if you have enough money to relocate, which brings me to the fifth do of relocating, which is do your due diligence in picking an agent. Okay, not everyone will be like me and apply for their residency or their things by themselves. No, sometimes using an agent is important, and this is why you need to do your due diligence in picking an agent. You can't just meet the first agent you see and they tell you their price and you just go with them. No, you have to first of all find out their pricing, you know, if it's in line with your budget. Most agents tend to overcharge, which is insane. One time I wanted to apply for a Schengen visa to Germany. Even though I'm married to a German, you know, I still have to apply for a visa, obviously. And so I once went to meet an agent and I asked him how much it was going to cost for him to apply for a Schengen visa for me just to visit the country. And so the agent told me that he charges $1,200 to be able to do the visa for me. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not gonna pay that. Call me stingy or whatever, but like I felt like it was a lot and I felt like I was being overcharged. And so I decided to do it myself. And guess what? I didn't have to pay a dime, because just because I'm married to a German citizen, I didn't have to pay visa application fees. And so I just applied for my visa and I got the visa. And that was that on that, guys. Like, I found it insane. So this is why you need to do your due diligence in finding the right agent for you. So find out the pricing, check out their record history, like their history. How many people have they helped? What is their success rate? Do they have a presence online? Do they have a website where you can see testimonials, client reviews? You know, do they have a work history, their success rates? These are important factors to help you choose the right agent, guys. So this is the end of the 5 do's. So now, guys, we're diving into the 5 don'ts, and it's gonna get super interesting, guys. The number 1 don't of relocating is don't follow the crowd. Oh my god, I will say this a million times and it will not be enough, guys. Don't follow the crowd. I get this a lot. I get tons of DMs about people who want to relocate, and then I ask them, like, where are you going? They're like, oh, I'm going to Canada. And I'm like, why are you going there? And they're like, because my friends are there, or because my family member is there, and because this is there, or because everyone's going there, or because Canada is accepting people. You know, you cannot go to a place just because everyone's going there, just because they're accepting people. It's ridiculous. You have to go to a place because it's right for you, because you've done the analysis, you've seen that you can afford it, and you've decided that, okay, this is the place that's right for me. Sounds crazy, right? But yeah, following the crowd is a dangerous trap, and that's how you find yourself in a situation where you become a burden to someone abroad. And then some people even tell you, oh, I'm gonna help you when you get here, but then you get there and you're stranded. You cannot follow the crowd. You have to do what's best for you and what's best for your life. So the second don't of relocating is don't be in denial about your situation. I know in the do's I said analyze your situation and everything to see if you can relocate or not, but then many people are in denial of their situation. You know, they analyze their situation, they know they cannot relocate, but then they decide to jump into the process anyway because they believe that God will make it happen for them. Newsflash, is not gonna happen, for real. You cannot be in denial of your situation. You know, I feel like it's childish, and it just shows that you don't understand how the world works. You cannot be in denial of your situation. If you analyze your situation and you see you cannot relocate, then don't do it. Don't start the process hoping that somehow by some force of magic that it's gonna happen, because it's not gonna happen, for real. And that's that on that. I'm not even gonna hammer on that point because that's just all I have to say about that. So the third don't of relocating is don't start the process of relocating without any money. It's the same as making sure you have money. So the don't is don't start the process without any money, hoping that God will provide. God will not provide, I'm sorry, because you're not special. The money's not gonna fall from the sky. I know there's things like having faith and all, but this does not apply, guys. If you analyze your money and you see that you cannot afford to relocate, then don't do it. Some people see that they don't have the money to relocate, but then they start either borrowing money or just putting in all the money that they have into the relocation process, and then they get halfway, they don't have any resources anymore, and then their visa gets denied and they're like, oh my god, I'm just unlucky. No, you're not unlucky. You just did not care that you didn't have the money and you went in anyway. So this is insane. Don't do it. That's all I can say. The fourth don't of relocating is don't keep reapplying back to back if you have a visa denial. I feel like this is an important point to make, because a lot of people, when they tell me, oh, I've had visa denials and everything and I don't know what's wrong, and I tell them, okay, so why did you have a visa denial? They're like, I'm not sure why. Some people are honest and they say, yes, it's because I didn't have proof of funds, you know, which I found crazy, because if you had done all the steps I mentioned earlier, you will know you don't have enough funds and you wouldn't even start the process in the first place. And so this is why it's important, you know, to not keep reapplying. Even though you get a visa denial, you must take a step back and say, okay, why did my visa get denied? And then when you find out the problem, you must fix the problem before you go and reapply again. Even if it takes you 6 months to fix the problem, takes you a year to fix the problem, it's better to take that time to fix the problem than waste more resources is going to apply for a visa again, right? So guys, you must take a moment, okay? Reevaluate what you're doing. See why you got denied in the first place, you know? And then you analyze the situation again and see if it makes sense for you to reapply, or it makes sense for you to just take some time, fix the problem, and then move forward. So guys, this brings me to the fifth and the last don't of relocating, which is don't pump up your account before a visa application. This one is insane, okay? You know, it's sort of like the point where people don't have money and they're in denial about that. But this is different, because some people, before they apply for their visa application, they know that they have to show proof of funds for a certain sum, right? And then they know they don't have the money, but what do? They go and they borrow the money and they put it in their account to pad the account or something, right? That is insane, because yes, you might get the visa, okay? Maybe you were smart enough to even start pumping the money into your account 6 months before, which is usually the requirement to show like proof of funds for over 6 months. So maybe you were even smart enough to do that 6 months before, and let's say you get the visa, but now you have to return the money that you borrowed, and you clearly do not have the funds to sustain yourself abroad, because that's usually the point of the proof of funds. The proof of funds is usually to show that, okay, I have enough money to sustain myself for a few months abroad, and so I will not be a liability to the state or the country where you are. And so if you return the money and then you don't have money to sustain yourself, you're setting yourself up for a world of hell. Because let's say you manage to get the money for flights. When you get there, you have to house yourself, you have to feed yourself in a strange place where you don't know anyone. It's an epic fail, guys. So this is why I'm hammering on this. Don't ever borrow money to pump up your account just to get the visa to relocate, because it's gonna end badly, like really bad. So guys, these are the 5 do's and the 5 don'ts, and I hope that you will take this to heart and always think about this before you apply for any visa to relocate. So guys, as promised, the hottest relocation tip to help you relocate successfully is you might want to consider countries that you don't need a visa for, okay? I know most of these countries, like for Nigerians, are countries that are in Africa and all that, but it's a smart move, because if you don't need a visa to go somewhere, then clearly you don't need a job prior to relocating, which means that you can go there on a tourist visa, and then if you see that you like the place, you just start the process of relocating there while you're on ground. This is super important. For example, in Cape Verde, you don't need a visa to visit. Yes, now because of Corona and everything, they started the digital nomad visa, which has only 4,000 slots, by the way. And so once you get that visa, right, once you get to the country, you can then start the process of relocating, and you don't need a job prior to relocating, guys. So that's the hottest tip for you to be successful in relocating. And yeah, my goal is for you to have the best information so that you can relocate well and be successful at it. So guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow my page for more content like this. And thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.